as he stepped over to the back window and pushed away the glass shards with his jacket. Then he wrapped his arm around my shoulders and led me towards the boardwalk. "It's okay, bud. Let's go watch the waves." 3 years later, my father died 2 weeks before my 16th birthday. The injury to his elbow prompted his first physical in years. The physical found the cancer. He fought for a long time. There were ups and downs in his journey that kept him in the hospital through most of it. Nonetheless, Dad always insisted I keep up the beach trips even if he couldn't go. "Just until your 18th birthday," he would beg pitifully. "Please?" I wanted to ask why. The question burned in my brain throughout the majority of my existence. Why did we have to go to the stupid effing beach every Friday at the exact same time? Why did it matter? But ever since that day we fought, I reconciled to never make my father that disappointed in me again. And so I went, even after he passed, and I never asked why. It quickly became a peaceful habit rather than a painful one, filled with the memories of my late dad and the soothing sounds of the sea. But after high school, my goals drifted off in other directions. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to get away from the shore. I wanted to experience the world and see things for myself. And I wanted to live in a world where I didn't have a standing appointment every goddamn week. So when my 18th birthday rolled around and coincidentally fell on a Friday, I resolved that night would be my final trip. I drove down to the beach a bit early and set up an umbrella underneath a passing storm. I parked my chair in the sand and watched the waves roll by with a fresh new perspective and lease on life. Part of me welcomed the freedom. Part of me missed it. About 20 minutes later, a familiar voice shook me from my trance. I turned around to see my mother in a sundress. "Your father always intended to tell you this," she muttered as she pulled over her own beach chair. "And a little birdie told me today is your 18th birthday." I smiled and stood to give her a peck on the forehead. This made me think, did she know the reason for the tradition? "Back in the 80s, she said while sitting down. "Back in the 80s, your father and I liked to go out to the bars and drink. I know that probably sounds weird to you now, but we were young, and your father was a hell of a dancer." I laughed. She didn't. One night, we went to this beach bar on the edge of town and we got into a fight. Mom allowed herself a small smile. "It was one of those bad but stupid fights, you know? I don't even remember the reason. I think he said something mean about my friend." She paused and caught her breath. "Anyway, we got separated. Your father marched off to the bar and got caught in line ordering drinks. I stormed off to the bathroom to drive home my point. I wanted to make him feel it, you know? But on my way out of the toilet, a man stopped me." She looked at me pensively. He had long black hair, kind of like yours. A broad jaw, kind blue eyes, denim jacket and denim jeans. "Very handsome," she sighed. "I talked to the man for a while, and when your dad didn't come back, I followed him outside for a cigarette." My mom looked stressed, almost as if she was on the verge of tears. I didn't stop her to ask why. Maybe I was naive. Maybe I thought nothing bad could happen. I was born in this town. I grew up in this town. I knew everyone but him, and something about that face just seemed so mysterious. He was new. Fresh blood. My mother looked away as tears started to fill her wrinkled eyes. I don't remember the... He smacked my head so hard on the car door that I passed out. I woke up in the parking lot, and I'm thankful for that. The other girls were not so lucky. She stared at me, suddenly becoming stoic. 6 in total, but only 1 became pregnant. You were born 9 months later. A healthy, happy baby. I felt the color leave my face. No.